we're live. Welcome. And tonight, I have two wonderful guests with me. Um, with it's This is the first time I'm kind of bringing guests in because I know they are fully vaccinated, and I am, and we're actually keeping 6 meters apart.
We're in a bubble together.
Yeah, 6 feet, yes, and they're in a bubble. So this is following all the protocol that has been laid out by the province. So it's but it's good to actually be in the same physical space with people, with live people, real people. So tonight I want to introduce you to two special friends that can come out and join me in this live stream. But before we do that, I would like to I'll start off because I have my guests here, and I'm being the host, should start off, and Gary, if you, okay, I want you to say hello to Gary.
Yeah, Gary's right here. I'm dancing Gary in person, actually.
Because Gary is helping me running the show, and being a host, and answering the comments. So please leave a comment and tell us, how the sound is, and if you have any questions for
Where did you get
me
your
or
hat? No.
Kat and Tony, and unfortunately, I don't have a donation button set up
Okay,
tonight,
we've
but
got a comment from Terry Wilkinson, who's saying the sound is very low. So, and somebody's agreeing with him. So,
the sound's really low.
yeah.
Okay, so maybe we should turn it up.
Okay. How about the main up?
We're awfully quiet.
Yeah,
though.
take
We're not.
take
Yeah,
take
how
the
about-
main up a little bit, maybe.
All right, we'll try and bring that up for you a little bit on the main.
Okay, but you know what? It's the talking. Once we start playing the music,
That'll be louder.
it gets a lot louder.
Right.
So yeah, I don't want to, and just monitor that main because it might
Which
kinda-
microphone are you on? The 1, 2?
I'm one, so it's just one,
Put a little
two,
bit more
three.
on your-
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's got to get really loud once. Oh yeah, okay. I'm just looking at the bars. How's it is kind of low. Yeah, maybe you can turn my mic up a little bit. I didn't check my mic properly. Check 1, 2. Okay, it's a little bit louder. But it's it's the two most important person. Their mic is good.
All right.
So I'll start off with a song.
Okay, sounds good to me, Peter.
It's raining again, so I'll start off with, this is the first song that I've published. It's Thanks for the Rain. As the years goes by, how lucky am I? I've never been hungry or enduring a pain. Got a roof over my head to keep me out of the rain. I've had some difficult times, but somehow I got through. I don't think I would have made it without you. It's not gonna rain forever. It has been sunny for a while. Sometimes it has to rain to wash away the stain. So thanks for the rain, so I can cherish those sunny days. There's a storm outside. I'm warm and dry, even when I am wet. I held my head up high, be kind to people, even those who might hurt your pride. Life is what you make of it, every moment, every day. Try not to fight it, and let love guide your way. It's not gonna rain forever, has been sunny for a while. Sometimes it has to rain to wash away the stains. So thanks for the rain, so I can cherish those sunny days. So I can cherish those sunny days, those sunny days, those sunny days.
Lovely.
So it's raining, but I think, the song is more about sometimes, how we take things for granted. And, it takes adversity to let some of us realize how lucky we are and have some gratitude about life. Yeah. And also, I think, it also talks about there's always somebody there, when you have bad moments. It's always nice to have someone there to back you up and support you and keep you out of trouble. So, if we can, let's see Kat and Tony.
You see us?
Yeah,
We've got Kat and Tony here.
yeah. So there's Kat and Tony. You can change the camera so let everybody see everything and how we all set up here. We're
Well, we've got a side camera. We'll
yeah,
show
that
Peter,
one's good.
Kat, and
That
Tony,
one's
and,
perfect. Yep.
Got me here on the microphone. And hopefully you can hear me. I'm adjusting it a little bit so I don't get sounding too loud when people are playing or when Peter's talking, because that would just spoil it for everybody out there.
So I guess you can tell who is Kat and who's Tony.
Maybe, maybe not.
Let's introduce him.
Well, I think the first thing I like to say is welcome. And also I just want to also recognize that we're on the unceded territory of the Katzie First Nation and the Kwantlen First Nation people, the traditional unceded territories. We're lucky to be on here. So I guess the very first question I have is, how you guys doing?
Well, I think we're doing pretty good considering. That's a thing. Things to be grateful for. We have each other, and we still get to make great music together because we're in a bubble together. But I don't know, Tony. How about you?
I know it's been a long haul. I mean, I was hoping that these last couple of years would involve a little travel and music playing,
Touring, yes.
all these kinds of things. But these things are all forbidden. But as as Kat says, we've been lucky through it.
Yeah.
So we've done a bit of recording. I'm learning how to do that. So we've been doing a bit of that because we're not playing live. So I did some of that.
So you wrote any songs during the pandemic? Did you guys write anything new was written or recorded or?
Nothing recorded. We've written a couple of things that we haven't. We've such a backlog that we've been working on to get caught up. We'd started before the pandemic and we just laid there because we were kind of busy, and so we got those sent over by the guy we recorded them with, and we've been working getting those up and running with my limited and new recording skills. So we've been doing that, but we have written a couple, but None that are ready to play today, perhaps.
So
No.
I'm just looking at that bar, Gary. Probably when we're talking, we'll probably have to just manually up the mics.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So okay.
Cat and Tony Mike is on number 2. Or
Yeah.
Cat- or Tony's on number 2, right?
Yeah.
And Cat would be on number 3? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I think I've already just played the song, so now it's your turn.
We got to do something, eh?
Yeah, so I think we're going to start with we've been playing music together now as a duo for 20 years. And for 19 years we have been a partnership in life and in music. And so this song, The Life We Could Have Together, do you want to tell us?
Well, before we were officially together, we were somewhere, and we played this gig actually in Ashcroft, and we were in a bar, and Catherine said to me, "Think of the life we could have together." And so, about a year later, I was thinking about that. I wrote like 3 verses for that, with that theme, and then I don't know what, they just sort of sat there. And one day I was just, so I had some time to write a song, house to myself, this kind of thing, and then so I started working on it. Then we finished it off, and so it's called The Life We Could Have Together, and
But it is our creation story.
it is it's a bit like that, yes. So that's what it was. And so it's a song we put together on some words that have been lying around for about 10 years by the time I think we wrote it, something like that, maybe 15, I don't know. But they've been sitting there a long time on the good old hard drive there. I mean, then sometimes you look through the old things and there it popped up, and so I didn't change a word of it. Cat changed some words, but we just made up the tune basically, and and it's a thing we usually do it with the band, and it's written with that in mind. But we can let's see if we can pull it off
Okay.
the old acoustics, I guess.
It's the unplug.
Yeah,
Oh, I think it works perfectly well,
it does.
whether it's acoustic or
Yeah.
a full band. So, you ready?
I'm ready. Count me in, maybe. 1, 2, 3, and. I was down to 0, nothing left to give her. Well, she burst the banks of the Russian River, drained the Rockies, flooded the plains. She was like blue sky in torrential rain. Brace for the storm, well, we're in for rough weather. Just think of the life, think of the life we could have together.
Over and over, stood my ground. Just about lost whatever I found. Strained my back, held back my tears, been dragged around these forgotten years. Oh, he's on the road. I'm at the end of my tether, just thinking of life.
Think of the life we could have together. In the rubble of my house of cards, just putting to rest my own backyard. The trouble's coming, the truck's all loaded, yeah, the engine's running, we're moving on, hell-bent for leather. Just think of the life, think of the life we could have together. in the rubble of my house of cards. Just putting to rest my own backyard. The trouble's coming. The truck's all loading. Yeah, the engine's running. We're moving on. Hell-bent for love. Just think of the life. Think of the life we could have together. Yeah, think of the life we could have together. We'll think of the life we could have together. 'Cause we're moving on, hell-bent for love. Just think of the life, think of the life we could have together.
All right.
You do have a really good life together.
We do.
So how long ago was that written?
Well, the word's probably written about 2003, and then sometime after 2010, I guess. I don't know when. Sometime.
So 2003.
Yeah, so the word's written. Yeah.
Okay, that's when. So when did you first meet each other?
I first met Catherine. I was playing with a band. It was a blues band. I was fronting a blues band called Blues Caboose, and we were playing in this Italian restaurant on Commercial Drive. We used to play regularly, run by this very peculiar guy. Interesting, that's a good word. Called Roger. And so we were playing there, and Catherine showed up with a friend of hers called Gay Dean, and so Cat sang and did some songs.
Well, I knew them.
Oh, that's right.
Your bass player was my bass
That's
player.
right. We
so-
shared the bass player. That was right. That's how they knew we were there.
Shared bass
Yeah,
player.
shared bass players. In my band,
Yeah.
And that's 2000 and
that was
two-
that was 1999. I think.
99 probably.
99.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I had that band from about 1997 to about 2003, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so she showed up, and I was starting a Western swing band, and Gaydeen was into Western swing, so I had to contact Catherine to find out Gaydeen's number, because I got Catherine's number from the bass player. And so I started playing a Western swing band while Catherine joined that band.
Gadine plays upright
Yeah,
bass.
she plays upright bass. And she was great at remembering stuff. Because Western swing's a bit complicated, and she just remembered it all, which is quite remarkable. So that's where we first met. And then Gaydeen then said she wanted to do like a bluegrassy thing. Mainly, she seemed interested in extremely slow, depressing bluegrass songs,
Which we loved.
which we do. We love. So what happened was we were doing that, and with Gaydeen as the sort of guiding light of what was going on. But then she took off to Kamloops. So Catherine and I were a duo with a very depressing repertoire. So we had to.
We did change it up a little.
We started bringing in songs that worked together, and that's when we started singing together.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's the first time I hear that story. I'm
Yeah,
glad
there
you
you
have you here and have that on video.
Yeah, there we are. The world knows.
Yeah.
There it
Yeah.
is.
I don't think we'll go into part 2 of the.
Yeah. But yeah, it's 20 years.
It is. It will be.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. This fall, it's 20 years since we started playing it together as a duo. So.
Sometime like that. Yeah.
Well, let's do another song.
Okay. What are we gonna do? Oh,
Last Days of the Empire.
this. Yeah. Where's my capo? There it is. This is a song called "Last Days of the Empire." Go on. What are you gonna say?
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys, for the audience, you're seeing different instruments coming out. So, and you're probably not seeing the pedal. There's a pedal board down on the floor. All kinds of wires and everything's all hitting. So, so
We haven't
The,
used too
But you
many
really
pedals
want to
today.
see this. You know,
Yeah.
My beautiful washboard. That was my
so this
my
next
mom's
song
baby globe.
features the washboard.
Wait, I have to tune it. No, just kidding.
So what chords do you play on that?
Well, sometimes, hemp, different chords, Sometimes it hangs around my neck. No, just kidding.
So, anyway, the Last Days of the Empire
We are in the down
Yeah,
slide of.
when I was a kid, I was living in Britain, obviously, and we used to at school they'd have the map of the world with all the pink colours that were the empire, and the teachers were sort of the empire generation, and it was fairly obvious by then the empire was in the decline. I mean, India got rid of us. The time I think the people in Malaya were trying to get rid of us, and the thing I particularly remember was in Kenya the Mau were very mad at having the British there, understandably, and so it was obviously in decline. And it felt like that, and it was, and in some ways it's quite a relief, not having to do all that. It never seemed bad at the time to me. I think the old generation tried to hang on to it as if it really wasn't happening, but it was obviously happening. And I think I was always, as a child, very worried about being called up for military service, because I mean my grandfather had my father didn't. He was an engineer, but his generation, they all got called up. And it just seemed like I don't want to do that. And so anyway, so I was quite happy for the empire to be in decline, but I just was feeling like you can see the decline of the American empire now. You can see it's happening, and you can see the sort of the resistance to that idea. They're not the ones. They're the ones in debt now, and all these kinds of things. I mean, Britain didn't pay off its war debt to the USA until 2005. So those kind of things were in the back of my mind for this song called "Last Days of the Empire." What else did you say about it?
Well, there's many fronts that are in decline, and thank goodness for that. So I think it resonates in a lot of different ways. In terms of, I'm really hopeful too that all of these declines will lead to the paradigm shift where we are recognizing all the things that we do have and that we need to share them and not hoard them, which is what all empires are about. Mm-hmm. They're about violence and hoarding, and regardless of whether they're a country or some other kind of empire, because there's all kinds of empire building, corporations, etc. I think it speaks to a lot of those things.
Yeah. So let's just play it. Here, so Last Days of the Empire go. It's the last days of the empire, the sun sets o'er the quay. The ships are all in harbour, or else we're lost at sea. The mist rolls in, the timbers creak to mourn the great demise. A chill dwells in this weary night, and the hero's vacant eyes. So landlord, pour me whiskey, and let me raise a toast to the way that it once was, that haunts us like a ghost. And landlord, pour me whiskey for this final fare thee well, to the way that it once was, may it sink in peace to hell. It's the last days of the empire, still caught out in the air. The flags have all been stowed away, the state beyond repair. To hold our sway, oh, everyone swells their chest no more with pride. We pray for wiser counsel that the future may provide. So landlord, pour me whiskey and let me raise a toast to the way that it once was, that haunts us like a ghost. And landlord, pour me whiskey for this final fare thee well, to the way that it once was, may it sink in peace to hell. It's the last days of the empire, some try to staunch the fall. Feuding in denial and pressing for a brawl. The old men in the corner sit staring down into their beer, reflecting on the memories before they disappear. So landlord, pour me whiskey and let me raise a toast to the way that it once was, that haunts us like a ghost. And landlord, pour me whiskey for this final fare thee well, to the way that it once was, may it sink in peace to hell. Yeah, landlord, pour me whiskey and let me raise a toast to the way that it once was, The horse is like a ghost. And landlord pour me whiskey for this final fare thee well. To the way that it once was, may it sink in peace to hell. May it sink in peace to hell. May it sink in peace to hell.
Wow. The empires definitely always, empires rise and fall.
They do.
And yeah,
Lost the image on this computer. It said something, leave this page, because I thought I was talking to somebody or something. I want to double check that just quickly.
Technical.
Technical issues.
Oh no.
Something came up, said leave the screen, and I thought I was talking to in the chat room, I thought.
oh, leave the stream.
In the chat room, right? That's what I thought. But all of a sudden it's gone
Uh-oh.
off here. But is it still live?
No, don't think so.
Uh-oh.
Oh, darn.
You have to do it again, I guess.
Got any comments? People will let you know if we disappeared.
And I gotta go watch out.
Yeah, I went out. So how long ago did you go out?
Not that long.
Okay.
Did we make it to the end of the song?
No, no, he was waving around in the middle of it.
Get back online.
You do it again.
I'm happy to do it again.
Oh, this is still live.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're still live.
Are we?
Yeah.
Well, good. I feel live.
I'm alive.
I'm sure if we disappeared, there would be comments.
So I think we're still live. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna ask. This is muted. So are we still live? Just leave a comment. Let me know if you're still seeing things.
Having
Are you seeing
hallucinations.
things?
Tony and Kat and
There we are.
okay. I think we're still live because the mic's not switched. There's Okay, well, Gary, you take over again. Yeah, I don't think everyone else.
Oh, good. That's excellent to hear.
Yeah. A little technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it wasn't difficulty. It was just confusion.
And there's a lot of technical
So-
confusion.
There's a lot of gear in this room. It's not so really surprising when you start looking around this
Yeah.
tiny room. We got speakers and cameras and computers and screens and microphones and guitars and pedals
It's a
and,
studio. It's
Yeah.
a studio. It's
Yes.
a live stream studio.
and lights, for God's sake.
Oh.
Yes, Dancing Gary here, and I think momentarily I may have shut off the image on the computer, and we're back. Hopefully we're back with
As long as
Kat
you
and
had
Tony
sound,
and everybody
that's
else.
all
I
that
think
really
we're,
matters.
yeah, we're back.
We're
Yeah,
back.
I'm seeing it live.
There we go.
So
If anybody can hear me. Oh, I don't think they can hear me right now.
yeah, the volume might be.
There, turn the volume. How about
So-
that? I think you can hear me now.
Can we?
Yep,
Yeah.
I can see that bar going up
Anyways,
and down. That's
Can
good.
we hear you now?
That's why I had the screen there, so I can
Yeah.
also monitor, see
That's
what's
a good
going
idea,
on.
yeah.
That's a
So
good
Yeah.
thing.
Do you want to go back to?
no,
No, we're
it went
good.
out. The song
Yeah,
went out.
Okay, I think
It
that's
was
fine.
okay.
We'll keep moving on.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on.
Hell bent for
Gary,
leather.
Hell bent for
can you
leather.
put that image up? I want to talk about albums.
All right.
Can you use the Stream Deck and show everybody my album?
Your album.
Yeah.
Try album.
Yeah, there you go. So that's just a little plug about my latest album that I put out called Walk in the Woods, which is what Gary likes to do a lot of.
I love running on the woods.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people like to walk in the woods. So that's my album. So now, Gary, can you switch it to the other album screen? Yeah. Look what I found on the internet. Cat's album. That one. That one. Yes.
Oh, wow. That's about 20 years old, too.
Can you tell us something about that?
Sure. It was actually a very well-received CD. It was nominated twice for West Coast Music Awards. Before the Western Canadian Music Awards, we had the West Coast Music Awards. There's a lot of variety in terms of some of the styles. There's a lot of beautiful pedal steel and dobro, some really fine musicians like Jesse Zubat on fiddle and Robbie Steiniger on guitars, Mike Flunkert on pedal steels. So yeah, it was a wonderful album to do. I did it with Bill Buckingham, and
So
Yeah.
do you play any songs from there?
yes, still
Still?
do. We're not going to do them
Mm.
today, so that was the second CD that I had put out.
Oh, okay.
The first one was Wise Woman in 1997.
I don't know. You bring that picture back up again because it looks like you're 20 years old.
Well, actually, in the further picture, I literally am 20 years old.
Yeah.
And the foreground picture, I'm 42? No, I don't know. What's 20 years ago? 40,
I think
44.
I think you're at 42. That's right.
Yeah. But there was a reason for everything in that very interesting image. So when my mom and dad were young and lived in Ontario, their dream was to come to BC, and they had hunt and fish camps and all that kind of stuff, but they wanted to be on the ocean, and they never came. Unfortunately, that dream never happened for them, but it did for me. So that's kind of me in that time ahead, and then that was then me in the present day. Obviously, the Cascadia, the sugar refinery. Cascadia is, the Pacific Northwest down the coast on. Actually, one of the songs on the CD I wrote in response to a CBC write a song about the West Coast, and so I wrote this song called Cascadia. So it ended up on and then the whale. I think it's is it Scana who was the whale at up the Vancouver Aquarium.
Oh.
So that's when I initially came to BC as well. So there's a lot of weird symbols in there that nobody else but me and
Well,
some
that's-
select members of my family.
Well, that's what a lot of album arts is all
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
It's art.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to kind of sometimes not very apparent. Like you have to know the story behind everything,
Yeah.
right? So. Yeah.
And I guess one of the reasons when I was 20 years old, it was a near-death experience time. So at that point, I wasn't sure I was going to live to be 25. And that sounds rather dramatic, but true. And yet here I am, and I'm 65. I just turned 65 in August. And so it was, that's another piece of the symbolism in that there I was. and making music.
It's wonderful. You get free bus ride.
Yeah. No. I'm going to take up everything I can. All
Everything is a
the big
discount.
perks, you know.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
is a discount.
No perky, but perks, you know.
Yeah. Is your mic on? It's a little bit low.
So did you pull that out? Because I've been on CD Baby since CD Baby actually existed.
Yeah.
So I knew the founder and all that stuff. And I was just stunned that all of a sudden I found CD Baby was uploading CDs onto YouTube. And I guess they've been doing that for a while. And I missed it. You know, I'm still getting my little checks for selling CDs. This CD on CD Baby. So
Yeah.
you can find it there if you're interested.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm gonna give a plug for all of us. So you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. You guys on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So yeah, Gary, there's a logo page. You can pop that on. Yeah.
And Tony and I have a lovely CD that we put out in 2014. Everything Blue. So that's out there too, in all of those formats.
Spotify.
Yeah. Every Amazon, blah 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 blah, all of those things.
So that's another download. So it's like a Spotify type of platform. Yeah. And then there's iHeart Music and all kinds of other pay per play.
Yeah. But Tony was mentioning the we're working on some of these recordings that we hadn't even mixed. They were just bed tracks, and so we're really hoping that we'll have some new stuff out at the end of the fall here.
I think one of the questions for us in the current situation is it worth doing anything more than an EP?
Yeah.
I mean, because do I go out and buy any CDs? No, I don't. And so does anybody? I don't know. But I think an EP is a good way to put out a few tunes at a time, and that people can focus on. I think that's probably what we'll do.
Yeah, well, that's what my albums isn't like it's only 7 songs.
Yeah, right.
But it is going vinyl.
Yeah, no, vinyl is. I'd prefer to do vinyl actually.
Yeah, it's already gone. to
I'm
press.
old school.
It's already gone to press. So by November, when I do my next tour, I might actually have some vinyls to sell. Yeah.
I want 45s.
Well, it won't fit on 45.
No, I want 45s.
It's a single.
I know, just like we used to have in the old days.
Yeah. Let's do another song.
Okay.
You guys do another song.
Well, this is definitely a little more serious. And Tony and I do a lot of serious songs. We write about issues of concern, and I certainly have been an activist in many things my entire life. And as much as we have much to be grateful for, we had a tremendous loss in 2016. My youngest son was killed by fentanyl poisoning, which is so preventable, and we know what we need to do. We're seeing the differences in the health emergencies, and how COVID is dealt with, and how the fentanyl poisoning crisis has been dealt with. And we are not dealing with evidence-based scientific method to deal with the fentanyl crisis. Bonnie Henry, a year before COVID, put out a report called Stop the Harm. And years earlier, I wrote a song called Stop the Harm because I am a member of Mom Stop the Harm, which is a grassroots movement across Canada of mothers and others, and that's fathers and sisters and brothers, to move governments to change the failed drug policy that's killing Canadians, 22,000 Canadians since 2016. These are preventable deaths. What we need to do is safe supply for people that are needing clean medical grade substances, not the illicit market that's killing people, and decriminalization and regulation. COVID, the liquor stores were left open because they knew that was an essential service for people. So it's safe supply. So if you're a person who uses a substance of alcohol, you can go to pretty much every corner. There's a place to buy your safe supply that isn't going to kill you. During Prohibition, people were dying from illicit bad alcohol that people were making, and it's no different than what's happening now. And so they stopped Prohibition, and we need to do the same thing in this instance. But for Mom Stop the Harm, for one of our rallies, I wrote this song, and it's called Stop the Harm. Our children are dying, and so we are trying to stem the tide of this plague. We are here and we're strong, so join us in this song. Mom, stop the harm today. Stop the harm, stop the harm. Moms be working to stop the harm. Fathers and brothers and sisters too, we gotta stop the harm today. The demon we're fighting is a stigma that's hiding. All the evidence we know points a better way. Stop the shame, blame, incarceration. Decriminalize across the nation. Come on, stop the harm today. Stop the harm, stop the harm. Moms be working to stop the harm. Fathers and brothers and sisters too, we gotta stop the harm today. To stop all the killing, we need politicians willing to be brave, stand up and do what's right. Change the world, yes we know. Decriminalizing is the way to go to stop the harm today. Stop the harm, stop the harm. Moms be working to stop the harm. Fathers and brothers and sisters too, we gotta stop the harm today. Stop the harm, stop the harm. Moms be working to stop the harm. Fathers and brothers and sisters too, we gotta stop the harm today. We gotta stop the harm today. We gotta stop the harm today. Yeah.
Yeah. That's very powerful words about our current sad situation with it's really just, people, politics.
Yeah.
Just doesn't understand.
It's the power of stigma.
Yeah.
A group of people have been demonized, and it makes
It's-
absolutely no sense.
Yeah, this mental issues, it's all part of the healthcare system. You know, it should be looked at as healthcare,
Yeah.
and it's almost as if someone's out there who's bleeding to death, and we don't do anything about it.
That's
So
pretty much it. But there's a lot of people working very hard in terms of advocacy, and I think it's really important that it's an election issue. It really needs to be focused on as an election issue, and I haven't really seen that from any of the parties in terms of really grappling with it, and certainly the federal government that exists right now has not dealt with it effectively at all. So we'll be out there singing this on street corners. As you know, I am the founder of the Low Barrier Chorus, which is the harm reduction
Yeah.
choir, and Tony's part of that too,
Oh.
off and on.
speaking of that, we got a little video.
Let's see the video.
Let's see the video. Cat's video. Now that you mentioned about politics, you know, I ran
Yes.
a few times
Yeah.
in a couple of last elections, and it's all about our environment, our planet,
Yeah.
because without the clean air, the clean soil, and clean water, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's no futures. So that's why I got involved. It's all about our people exploiting big businesses, oil companies,
Yeah.
exploiting everything that we have, our indigenous people, our land, just to pull the oil out, so the people can drive around and start burning more carbons
Yeah.
and creating more climate problems. So that's why I ran. It's an issue that needs to be heard of, even though not getting elected. But the thing is that a voice needs to be there, and that's why we sing songs and go out to the street corners
Yeah.
and try to get the message across.
Well, protest songs still work.
Yeah.
They do work.
So I think maybe we should sing a song about our planet.
Okay.
We're going to sing This Is Our Planet. What was happening was we were playing Earth Day here in Memorial Park in Maple Ridge, and I thought, we need songs about the environment. We're singing our usual repertoire. So were other people, I thought. Well, at least the ones before and after us and around us. I thought, I need to do something. So I was working in Vancouver, so I did a lot of reading on the way in and out and that. So I was reading all these environmental books during the week. And on the weekend, we come in and we make up these environmental songs. And we thought, we could do protests. We could either do the Bob Dylan kind of old protest, but punk seemed more like the way to go.
And we're old punks.
So then we had all these punky songs, and I thought, well, these are all very angry. We need a nicer one. And so, because it can't always be. It just seemed like good to have at least one positive one. So then we came up with this one, and this is called "This Is Our Planet."
Okay, so can I join you on this
You
one?
are going to.
Yeah.
You must.
So this is going to be our last song, and before we get into the song, I just want to thank everybody for joining in and watching us live, and hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, well, thank you
Yeah.
for asking
We
us.
like it here.
And yeah, it's it's nice and quiet, and
Do we make noise?
yeah. So Yeah, it's the last song we're gonna do, and this is Our Planet by Kat and Tony.
You want to count me in?
Wait, stop the music. Where are you?
4. You'll be on 4.
Well, I was on 4, my love. So I'm wondering where you are.
Let's just see if we got the same. Let's all play our introduction chord. You're on 5, actually. There you go.
You know, Jimmy Durante would do that.
I'm just.
He'd
I'm
go,
just-
stop the music. If it's not working, stop the
Play
music.
one chord.
I'm just following them.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, and. We must connect the dots between climate change, energy shortages, water scarcity. We must connect the dots between global health, women's empowerment, food security. 'Cause this is our planet. We don't get another. We need global action. We need to stand together. Yeah, this is our planet. We don't get another. We need global action. We need to stand together. We cannot burn our way to the future. We cannot pretend the danger does not exist. Those who control through oil and global power, their humanity's lost, so we must resist. 'Cause this is our planet. We don't get another. We need global action. We need to stand together. Yeah, this is our planet. We don't get another. We need global action. We need to stand together. Oh, yeah. We must connect the dots between climate change, energy shortages, water scarcity. We must connect the dots between global health, women's empowerment, food security. 'Cause this is our planet. We don't get another. We need global action. We need to stand together. Yeah, this is our planet.
Our planet.
We don't get another.
No, no, we don't
We
get
need
another.
global action.
Global action.
We need to stand together.
Together.
Yeah, this is our planet.
Our planet.
We don't get another.
No, no, we don't get
We need
another.
global
Global
action. We need to stand together. Yeah, this is our planet. We don't get another. We need global action. We need to stand together. Oh, this is our planet.
And this is Our Planet.
This is our planet.
and,
That's right.
and our songs
Yeah.
and music and all the people on there. So thank you for joining us, and hope to see you next week. I'll be streaming again on Sunday. But next week we'll be at 4 o'clock because I'm going to be outside in the front
Yay.
of my house. And I have a very special guest. She's from the Scar Nation. and she'll be coming in to lead some songs in traditional indigenous songs, and we're gonna try to play, invite a few people to come and actually create, like beats and music and everything together. And we're going to talk about, some of the cultural significance of some of the indigenous songs and stories about, this whole traditional territory. So I hope you can join me and Cheyenne Gardner from, I don't know if you know, some of you knows Eddie Gardner.
Yes.
And Cheyenne is Eddie's niece, and she's a
Lovely.
very, very, very talented artist, musician, and so glad I can have her here. So join me next week on Sunday at 4 o'clock, and I'll be streaming. And actually, that stream is going to be multi-format. It'll be on Facebook, Zoom, as well as live audience. So, yeah, Gary, I hope you're ready for it.
I'm not sure. What am I ready for?
Yeah. Okay.
All kinds of stuff on here.
Yeah, kill it.
Button suppress. I've got all kinds of buttons I have to adjust. Oh, nobody can hear me. How's that? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, we can hear you.
So you're gonna put the last word in and kill the stream.
Okay, how about this? There I am. Yeah, I hope you're very understanding. I've gotten some good comments on here, actually, which is great. Good comments for Peter and Kat and Tony, and appreciate the audience. We appreciate you a lot. Keep supporting live music. Keep coming to the events. We have events like Thursday Music in the Park,
Yep.
which feature Mr. Salas. Coming up on the 16th of this month. So
Oh, we should have mentioned we're playing at the Wolf.
We're playing at the Wolf on September the
Antonio's
18th,
playing
10
at the
o'clock.
Wolf.
September 18th at the
September
Wolf.
18th.
10 to 2.
Yeah, and then we're hosting the Blues Jam there on October 17th.
All right.
That's what we're doing.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and I got a bunch of stuff happening too.
Peter's always
Just
busy.
I can't remember. I don't have my calendar in front of me. I have
And
no
if he's
idea
not
what's
doing
going on.
music, he'll be playing with that bear that keeps coming around.
Oh yeah, we love the bear.
Yeah, we missed the bear.
We knew we look for that bare necessity. Well, I don't know. The only problem with the bears is that they like eating my stuff, and then they also like going to the bathroom
They do.
close by. So, well, yeah, let's just we're gonna say goodbye to everybody, and
Everybody.
thanks for joining us. So,
Hey, we've
kill
got
the
2 minutes
stream.
left.
Huh? I don't know.
I think
Is-
we're.
are we
Poke me
still
with the
streaming?
fork. I think we're done.
Are we still streaming?
How about if I just hit that end button? There's like
Yeah.
a little end live video. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Do we know it's over for sure?